Hey everybody, Joe Robert here. The clip that you're about to watch was streamed live originally inside of my print on demand Facebook group. There's a link down in the description of this video if you wanted to join, but it's all about how to stay motivated as a beginner with your print on demand store. If you enjoy this, drop a like. Let's jump into it. Robert here. Wanted to do a quick live stream today talking through some things that I recently said to a new student of mine about staying motivated with print on demand. If you're new to print on demand and you also might struggle with motivation if sales are slow or anything like that, this might help you. As you guys do join in to the live stream, let me know in the chat how long you've had your store for. And if you're watching as a replay, drop a hashtag replay here on the stream. But like I said, basically, I recently had a conversation with a new student of mine who launched their store. They were running some ads and they really started to get a little bit discouraged because they weren't making like immediate sales, right? And just speaking from experience too, like that's something that happened to me when I was new, when I started my first store back in 2016 at this point. And I think really today, like I shared like mainly three things with this person, and that's what I want to share with you guys today. So that way, if you're someone that is also struggling with motivation with your store, maybe you can get something out of that. But for me, when I was new and not making sales and trying to figure out why, one of the first things I had to realize was Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And I know that sounds like a cliche statement, but it's 100% true. No matter what you're doing with your life, odds are at the beginning you're going to suck at it. Whether it's cooking, whether it is going to the gym. The analogy I've been giving you guys a lot lately is with my garden, right? My indoor seed starting venture. When I first started everything died. And instead of getting discouraged, I realized, okay, I'm new to this. I probably did something wrong. Like, let me go, try to readjust my strategy. And I think the key here for this is managing your expectations, right? So many people, they start a print on demand store and they immediately think, once I launch, everything's going to be amazing. I'm gonna be able to make all the sales that I'm seeing other people make, and they spend so much time on their store, right? And they get really excited about what they have, and then when they don't get that immediate result, right? They get discouraged, right? And I think really what you have to do at the beginning is manage your expectations, right? Just like with my seed starts, just like with my first store, I didn't start the store thinking that at some point it was going to become a full-time job. I started it with the idea that I'm going to just go make a few sales. I'm going to try to make my first few sales. I'm going to try to make a sale a day or two sales a day or something like that. Ryan says, got to grow your fortresses well laid brick by brick. Exactly, right? Everybody else that's joining in, like I said at the beginning, if you're watching live or as a replay, say hello. Let me know how long you've had your store for. Basically talking through, a few different things that I recently discussed with a student who was struggling with motivation with their store. So like I said, the first is managing expectations, okay? If you have too high of expectations, odds are you're not going to meet those right away and you're going to get discouraged, and that's going to hurt your motivation, okay? The second thing is not falling in love with what you're doing, right? So like this person who I was talking to, I said to them like, "Hey, it didn't work, right? You launched some stuff, you didn't make any sales, right? Instead of just trying the same thing over again, like let's adjust, right?" And the key message here is that you can't fall in love with what you're doing. If they're not buying it, there's a reason why, right? If you're offering products for sale there and no one's buying, there's a reason why. If you're running any sort of advertisement and they're not generating traffic to your store, it's not working. You need to change it up, right? You need to take a step back and assess, right? And almost come up with a new game plan, right? It's very important when you're running a print on demand store, that you don't lock yourself in to just one type of product, or whether it's a niche, right, or even just a marketing strategy, right? Michelle in the chat says, had my store since January 2021 and has been challenging but keep on overcoming them. Awesome. I see Grant is here, Nazmo is here, Jillian is here, Michelle is here, Himanshu is here. Like I said, anybody else that's here, say hello, right? I don't, sometimes when I'm just the only one talking in the streams, it gets a little bit awkward, at least on my end. So say hello, right? So like I said, thing number two is can't fall in love with what you have, right? You can't, it's almost like I've given the analogy in the past too, where, we all see our children, right? If you have kids, I have two kids, like we see our children as perfect, right? We love them unconditionally, right? You can't have that same viewpoint with your store. Your store, you have to look at your store as if it is something that can continuously evolve and become better, right? You can't just build your store and then force it on people, right? If it's not working, you got to adjust, okay? And the third tip here is ask for help, right? There's, at least with this person here that I was talking about, they're a student of mine. So I was like, ask me for help, right? Have me look at stuff like every step of the way, have me look at stuff, right? But for you guys here, like in the POD Ninjas group, there's almost 50,000 people here inside of this group. If you're just launching, like, and you have questions, ask them, right? There's a good chance that there's someone else here in this group that has gone through what you're going through, whether it's a specific problem or a more broad and general problem. There's a good chance that someone has had that problem before, and hopefully they've overcome it and they can share what they were going through, right? This is a very uh, fun business model, print on demand, like creating products. But if you're someone that is starting and you have too high expectations and you're madly in love with your stuff, any sort of bump in the road is going to really throw you for a loop, and you got to control your emotions of this, especially if this is like the first time you've ever tried to create products and sell them online, right? um, if you are just starting and you do want guidance, right? If you're looking for like help with getting started, like obviously check out the print on demand challenge, right? I've been talking about this all week. This is the student workbook. At this point, we have just over 60 people signed up. Registration will close when we get to 100. There will be a link on this post here. Basically, it's 14 days of coaching and training, and the goal is to help you to create a winning product, right? So every day you're going to watch video training. You're going to go through daily homework assignments like this. You're going to submit your homework to me, and I'm going to give you feedback. The person that I'm talking about with this conversation today that I've been sharing with you is a former member of the Print on Demand Challenge, right? Someone who went through the training, who I've been working with. And the next round of this is starting on Monday. It's a 14-day program. The goal is to help you to create a winning product, right? Something that can actually sell, to go in and research niches and select niches, choose products, make great designs, and have a whole line of winning products on your store. That's what it's all about. It's going to be starting Monday, like I said. At this point, over 60 have signed up. Registration will close when we hit 100. Reason for that is if there's too many people, then I'm not going to be able to give everybody help. So check it out. There'll be a link here on this post. I'll also put it in the comments as well. Does anybody have any questions, or not even just questions, but just like for those that I know that there was only a few of you guys actually typing. Some of you guys are just lurking here in the stream today, but Michelle says, got my money back first day of launching store. Awesome. Yeah, Michelle, I mean, thank you so much. You have been, every single time I talk about the challenge, you have like been like awesome at like telling people how awesome it is, right? And the challenge, honestly, this program is super unique. The print on demand challenge. It's really unique in the sense where it's not just, hey, here's some videos, go figure it out. It's, hey, here's some videos and now let's do this together, right? Like go through this training and then complete, like use your workbook, complete the homework assignment, and then share that homework with me, and I'll help you to figure out what you're doing, right? So again, Michelle, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Every single time I see you in the comments, you always have some good stuff to say about it. So like I said, if you're someone that is new and you're struggling with motivation of your store and trying to get things going, you got to take a step back. You got to manage expectations, and hopefully change course a little bit. And like I said, use the group here if you need help, and if you want help from me, that is available. I have coaching programs like the Print on Demand Challenge, and we're starting on